Welcome to another edition of Soulfire Ascension with Raven and Lisa Love Light. Raven is an aura, past life regression, and clinical hypnotherapist, a quantum galactic Akashic reader, raw Reiki angelic alchemy healing practitioner, and Yu Shui Reiki master. Raven also offers one-on-one spiritual consultations. Book your free 15-minute discovery Zoom call with Raven at ravenshealingarts.com. Lisa is an aura practitioner, raw Reiki quantum galactic Akashic reader, Yushui Reiki master, and offers one-on-one soul coaching sessions. For questions or booking sessions, you can message her at sacredheartquantumhealing.com or at myabundanceflows247@aol.com. You can watch Soulfire Ascension on YouTube and Rumble. You can also listen to Soulfire Ascension on Spotify. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and we hope you enjoy the show. Greetings. Welcome to another edition of Soulfire Ascension with Raven and Lisa Love Light. And our guest today is the Reverend Mother Mary Kateryn. And let me play her video so that we can introduce her to you. Let me find it. There we go. Soulfire Ascension welcomes Reverend Mother Mary Kateryn. Reverend Mother Mary Kateryn has had a significant impact on the metaphysical community through her leadership, educational contributions, and the revival of the Order of Sen-Taur. The Reverend Mother Mary Kateryn, HPDD, is the High Priestess of the Order of Sen-Taur, a spiritual organization devoted to the practice and study of Wicca, encompassing the wisdom of all magical traditions. Holding an honorary doctorate in divinity, she's deeply involved in creating educational resources, such as the 13-month Lunar and Astrological Advanced Wicca and AMP Magickal Manifestation Planner, and numerous other guides aimed at spiritual enlightenment. She also skillfully created and illustrated the Sen-Taur Legacy Tarot Cards and the Wheel of Time Oracle cards, along with accompanying handbooks and workbooks. Beyond her leadership role, the Reverend Mother actively engages with the broader spiritual community, sharing her extensive knowledge through workshop courses, public speaking on mystic arts. Live Friday, January 24th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you missed the live show, you can catch the replay on YouTube or Rumble at Soulfire Ascension, or listen to Soulfire Ascension on Spotify. Soulfire Ascension is sponsored by ravenshealingarts.com. Book your free 15-minute discovery Zoom call with Raven today. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. Yay! We love to have you here. We're so excited to have you here.
Marry me. I'm so excited to be here.
Super.
So I guess to begin with, can we explain to our audience how you came about to be the Reverend Mother Mary Kateryn?
Sure. Okay, so let me just mute my phone because it seems to be annoying. Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem.
Authentic selves. So in the late 80s, I joined Sen-Taur, And it didn't take me long. It was about 3.5, 4 months, and I was initiated into the inner circle. About 6 months later, our High Priestess left. And so they put me as acting priestess. I ran the first circle for year and a half or so, and earned my 4th level. And once that happened, I took the title of Reverend. And then, of course, 3.5 years, 4 years later, after starting 3 covens of my own and still priestess of the first circle, I earned my 3rd level and was initiated as a High Priestess. And that's when I took the mother part. So it was Reverend Mother Mary Kateryn at that point. And so that's how the title came about. And that's where I've been. That's kind of where I stuck, because the next level is Elder, and not quite ready for that one yet. You have to have a successor in order to take that level, and I don't have a successor that's ready yet. So we'll get there. Hopefully we'll get there, because I would like to be Elder at some point.
Earlier you told us a story of you taking your vows. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so in 2019, I had decided that I wanted to bring Sen-Taur back to life. It had pretty much dispersed from everything that we had, and I had lost contact with everybody. Our founder had passed away, so I was basically the only one left. There may be others out there still, but they haven't come forward and gotten a hold of me. So I don't know. I've lost contact with everybody, but I had decided that I wanted to bring Sen-Taur back and bring it into the modern day. And I was wanting something more. I wanted to be more legitimate even than I was. And so I went to the Episcopal Church and was able to take monastic vows through the Episcopal Church with one of the bishops up in Idaho. And you can actually see my pictures from that on my Facebook page. But I took vows and married Sen-Taur. So I'm under vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience to Sen-Taur.
That's awesome. That's totally awesome. Lisa, did you have some questions?
I have a lot.
Okay, go for it.
I'm highly intrigued because may we ask, what exactly is Sen-Taur?
Sen-Taur is a spiritual organization centered on education for higher enlightenment. And we have our focus on Wicca, but we study all of the religions. So it's not just Wicca, but all of them. Because they all have some truth, and none of them has all the truth. So we seek to find that truth where we can find it and incorporate it into our own personal spirituality.
That's beautiful. And so you had mentioned that in order for you to be an elder, you need a successor. Is that the same thing as an apprentice?
No, well, it would be like an apprentice would become a successor, but I need someone to take the high priest or high priestess role within the higher organization in order for me to step away. Basically, I wouldn't run the show anymore. It would be passed on.
Okay. And then you as an elder, what would that entail?
So that I would just be an advisor. I wouldn't have to do everything, run everything.
Like the circles and managing what the covens.
Right.
And may you
Well,
just
so we're an organization that's built of many covens. So, and we are the broader organization. So from the top, from the top down, we're a 501c3, officially recognized charity with the IRS and all of that stuff. So all the donations and everything like that are tax deductible for all of our people.
oh, awesome.
Did I answer that? Okay.
And I'm trying to think like in the perspective of like our viewers and the audience, if they're just not familiar with the language that we're speaking here this evening.
Gotcha.
Right. To help paint a picture for those who have no idea. Because
So
we do
if they think of it like most people are familiar with the way the Christians are established. So like you've got, let's just say, the Southern Baptist Church. And in the Southern Baptist Church, you've got a branch in this city and a branch in this city and a branch in this city, right? But they're all parts of the Southern Baptist Church. Well, that's the same way with the Order of Sen-Taur. We have covens all over, and they're all part of the Order of Sen-Taur.
Oh, beautiful.
And each one is autonomous to their own selves.
By that you mean?
They run themselves. I don't oversee. I don't approve their members. They approve their own members. They initiate their own members. It takes an initiated member to initiate others.
Okay.
But I don't say, yeah, for this person, or no for that person, or any of those things. They do their own thing.
So may you describe what it means, or if I would like to become an initiate, are there steps to take to become this initiate? What steps would I have to take to become an initiate?
Yeah, so we have a free introductory course on Sen-Taur.net, and you would take the introductory course. You would sign up. It's a $25 registration fee to take the basic Wicca course. Once you've completed the basic Wicca course, you can interview. And actually, you could interview after the introductory course if you're sure you want to go through. You could interview then, and we would approve you as a prospecticus. Once you're approved as a prospecticus, you finish the basic Wicca course, pass the test, you're eligible for initiation.
Thank you. Thank you for that description. It's to me, it's intriguing. You know, as you said, you had to climb a tier to become a high priestess. So as the tier grows, what steps does it take to become the high priestess?
So you really have to climb the ladder. In order to be a high priestess, you have to first be a priestess. So the 5th level is witch, and that goes for male and female. We don't use the other terms that are out there. We just use witch for the 5th level. The 4th level is priest and priestess. Once you attain that level, so you have to be a witch for a year and a day. You have to do all 8 Sabbats. Once you've done all 8 Sabbats and your year and a day has passed, then you're eligible. If you choose to elevate, you can go to the 4th level. Once you're at the 4th level, you have to start 3 covens. So it can be the first coven that you initiated into, and then 2 more. Once you have 3 covens, you're eligible for the 3rd level. There's no time limit between the 4th and the 3rd level. You just have to run 3 covens. which is not easy to do. It's very difficult.
Sounds like a lot of management. Yeah, definitely a lot of
Yes.
management, time, energy
Yes.
to be
Yes.
put into. Okay.
Yeah.
So
It's,
Thank you.
not only are you bringing back the Sen-Taur, you're doing a couple of other things too. You're writing a book.
yes. So there is a new book coming out. It's super secret. I can't tell you. Very exciting. Should be out in the next couple of weeks. But I'm also doing the Angels, Anunnaki, and Watchers series, which I've already done the Angels supplemental video. It's out there on YouTube. And the first installment of the Angels, Anunnaki, and Watchers series is coming out. And I'm just about done with the second one. Almost done. And there'll be 3 in that series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be really good.
Yeah,
And there's a new tarot deck in the works, or not tarot, oracle. There's a new oracle deck in the works. But I can't tell you. It's a secret.
that's awesome.
But you
So
already
you're-
have a few decks, don't you?
Yes, I have an oracle deck and a tarot deck.
Yeah.
Or Sen-Taur does.
Already. Okay. Awesome.
And you have a couple of workbooks out, and I know
Yes.
we have this book. I have the planner.
I have the planner too. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
I love my planner. I can't live without the planner.
I'm just acclimating myself to it.
Yeah. So it gives you everything that all the other planners give you, and then some. So with the planner, you've got all the moon phases on each day, but it also tells you what the void of course is, and all of the other astrological happenings. And then of course it's got informative articles, and I like it because it's big. It's it's full size, and instead of one of those little tiny ones that you have to write really tiny small, you can write full size.
Yeah, you can write in this one.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like that. So, and then you do have a couple of other secret things coming up too that we can't talk about. So, okay, we'll not talk about that.
A little bit of mystery happening there.
Yeah. So, besides teaching and all of that you've just explained, what is the role of the High Priestess? Do you do high magic or?
My personal specialty has been in ceremonial magic, but when it comes to the role of High Priestess, you really are running everything. You're setting up all of the national events. You're making sure that all the covens go like they're supposed to. If they need help, you have to step in and help them. If they're struggling in some areas, you want to walk them through that. For me, I like to meet with my coven leaders just with a phone call once a week. And then, there's really a lot to it. You have to facilitate the board of directors meetings. That's the legal requirement for the 501c3. You have to, create all the reports and do all the stuff. You basically are the president of the whole thing. So, and you've got to account for that. And when things go wrong, that's on you too. So you have to be willing to be authentic and to take responsibility for whatever comes.
And what is the purpose and the role of, say, the covens? What are they doing?
So the covens, they educate, they worship together. I don't really like the word worship, but I don't know any other word to put right there. So they have their own, they have their circles, and they do their rituals and do all their stuff. They get together for meditations, they get together for feasting, and they do magic together, SBATs and Sabbats, all that stuff.
Awesome. Lisa, you have any questions? Or?
I do. Oh, I've got so many. Trying to get just one, but so when you talk about ceremonial magic, let's say, are you talking about like for every lunar cycle, for the new moons and the full moons, or just
different? So that's a little different. What you're talking about is like ceremony, like rituals for like Sabbats and stuff like that. That's different than ceremonial magic. That's not the same thing. So when you're talking ceremonial magic, you're talking about working with entities. You're talking about knowledge and conversation of your holy guardian angel and other workings. But it's much deeper. So it's more on the level of the sacred magic of Abramelin the Mage, the Golden Dawn, the Lima, the Rosicrucians in some aspects. Yeah, so that's kind of a deeper leap into a deeper side of the pool than your regular like Wiccan ceremonies or rituals that we would perform. You know, for Invoke is coming up here in 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks, or the seasonal festivals like, you know, the summer solstice or Yule, the winter solstice, or something like that. Those are different types of rituals. You're not calling down entities into a triangle in those rituals. Whereas in ceremonial magic, that is something that happens.
Now, when you say entities, do you mean like deities, guardian angels? What do you mean by that?
So it's very hard to describe whether an entity would be good or bad. So I try to avoid saying that because I think the vast majority of entities are neither good nor bad.
Nor bad.
And so we don't use the word demons. We use daemons because they're not demons. They're daemons. They're both positive and negative. Okay, so think of, everybody knows about King Solomon. So Solomon used his ring to command daemons to help him build the temple, right? That's the kind of thing that we're talking about.
Okay.
And in traditions like the AA or Thelema, the Golden Dawn, they work with their holy guardian angel. And the ultimate for them, for me too, is that knowledge and conversation of the holy guardian angel. Because you get, I want it, for lack of a better term, a download from the universe, right? Of that information and stuff that you have no way of knowing on your own will come to you with that knowledge and conversation. So that's a whole deep end of the pool there.
Yeah, absolutely. I had heard, now, you know, I like studying different traditions and different modalities. And one of the modalities that I studied said there were no demons. What do you think about that?
I think that they haven't done enough research. So that's like somebody saying, there's no God.
True.
Or there's no goddess. Or,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It boggles my mind to think if somebody says there's no demons, there's no angels either.
Well, it's true because you have to have that
Mhm.
duality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. And I believe, that there is good and there is bad. There's that duality in everything. If there is, say angels, there are demons, vice versa. Everything has to have that balance.
Exactly. And that's what we seek, we seek for that balance inside of ourselves, in our spirituality. If you don't have that balance inside yourself, then your whole world's going to be askew, right?
Absolutely.
Things are going to be tilted.
Right. And some people are still trying to find that balance. Sometimes I'm still trying to find that balance, to be honest with you.
It's a struggle. It's a constant struggle to maintain balance. One of the things that I like to do is when I meditate, and I ground myself, my roots go deep into the earth, right? And I'm an earth sign. So,
I am
so
too.
so I'm very down to earth. But I like to do, and I don't know if your viewers might know this one, but we could do a little training.
Sure.
So you bring your hands out to the sides and lift them all the way up to the top of your weight. Bring them together in the prayer pose, and bring them right down to the center of your nose like this. And the mantra is Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. And then you chant that. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. And as you come, you point your fingers down to the earth, down to the ground, down to your root chakra, and let it go. And do that 3 times. So that was 1. And then you come back up. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. And do it one more time. All the way up. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
It does feel balancing.
It's
And
very
I don't know about you, but I've noticed a lot about I do things in 3s, just like you just did. In 3s. I don't know. Is that one of the spiritual laws or something? Or
so the rule of 3, there is a reason, So 1 parted. Now we're getting into the Kabbalah. So 1 parted became 2. So now there's 2. 2 came together and had another one. So that's 3. And so the 3 is where, 1 or 1, however you want to do it. I usually do my third eye. 1, 2, right? 2, 3. Where's 3? Right there.
your heart.
Yes.
Heart is
Always.
the center. Always. Yes.
Always. And so what is it? 3 is love, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think about your tarot cards. What's the 3 in the tarot cards?
The 3 is more like
Love. The 3 of Cups is love.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking more of like, okay. Oh, you said
Right?
cups. I'm sorry.
Yeah, cups, love.
Hmm.
The three of cups. But any of the threes, really.
Yeah. I mean, well, there's the Holy Trinity. I mean, throughout all the modalities, there is the form of three. There's also seven, the sacred seven sacraments, you know.
Right. So if you look at the seal of Sen-Taur, I don't know if you can see the seal. There you go. You'll see that it has three triangles on the seal of Solomon that point up, and three triangles that point down. And the reason is because we have to have balance, right? There has to be the Trinity, but there's also, the other side of that Trinity, right? So, and that's six, where you come up with the six too. So numerology is intriguing to me. I just absolutely love it.
I do too. I mean, I play with it every day when I write the date down and I play with numerology and I go, oh, this must be a portal day, or yeah.
Right, right.
So David Price says, yeah, yes, yin and yang is the perfect example. Yes.
There you go, David. That's right. I remember David. I hope he's doing well.
Yeah. I think that I got a message from him the other day. I think his wife is cancer free, or just about all the way cancer free.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Send her some positive energy for sure.
Yeah. She's been working hard on it.
Yeah.
Greetings, Miss Sam. Love you.
Marry me.
So, Lisa, do you have some
Now,
questions?
may I ask? Oh, always. when we were doing this chant, may you tell us, what were we chanting? Or what were we saying when you chant those 4 words?
So it's Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. And it's a call to the universe for balance.
Oh, beautiful.
I want to say it's Buddhist.
Mhm.
And my teacher, oh, her tumors are gone. Blessed
Yay.
be. That's fabulous, David. We're so happy about that. That is wonderful. Wonderful news.
Mhm.
That is amazing. David, did it have anything to do with that show that we had Danny on with the cancer is a, what was that? Cancer is terminal cancer is a false diagnosis or something like that.
Mhm.
Because I know he resonated with that show. Awesome, David. Okay, I'm sorry, Lisa. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, we were talking about the Buddhist chant, so it's all good. So thank you for explaining.
Yeah, I believe it's either Buddhist or it's Tibetan. But it was taught to me by our elder Anton, and a long time ago. So it's just something that's been in me for like 30 plus years. So I couldn't exactly tell you what the words themselves mean, but they work. I can tell you that.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't have to know all the interpretations. Some of the old languages, and actually some of the teachings that I went through with the medicine men, there are Lakota words that I say all the time that I don't even know what I'm saying, but I do know what I'm saying. You know what I mean with that?
Exactly.
Awesome.
They've made a lot of progress with that CBD oil. I'm amazed at the things that they're doing with that now.
Didn't they
Mhm.
try to outlaw that when it first came out?
You know, it was all illegal back in the day.
Yeah.
Anything with that could have, you know, THC in it was illegal. You know, it's still illegal in Texas. I think they've gone to medical. Maybe I'm not even sure what the laws are. I know some it varies from state to state. I think you can get CBD oil here now, um, but you have to have a prescription to get any of the more advanced stuff. So yeah, it's kind of a thing.
I don't know. Here in Indiana, you can get it over the counter. They sell it for pets and pets,
The CBD oil.
whatever. Yeah. Yeah. It's good stuff. I mean, I've heard some really good things from it. So,
Mother
ahead,
Earth gives us, Mother Earth grows everything that we need to nurture ourselves.
And to heal ourselves. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
well, that's where our first medicines came from was, coming from a medicine family, my great-great-grandmother, I mean, that's what she did was herbs and tinctures, and that's how she healed other than laying her hands on people. But those are our first medicines, and then they took those medicines and they synthesized them into what we have today. And I don't know. Is it
That's a good word, synthesized. I had a different word in my brain that was a little more crude. But honestly, growing up in Idaho back in the day, we didn't go to the doctor for stuff. If you needed an antibiotic, you made garlic soup. Garlic is the best antibiotic out there. You know, stuff like that. Dandelion tea. If you needed to, clean out the plumbing, you did some dandelion tea. I mean, just if you needed iron, you ate asparagus and all of the things. They knew them and they were willing to pass it down to us, but Generation X missed it.
yes.
We didn't get it passed down to the next generation. So really, I think that's one of the things that we're tasked to do. We have to bring that back into the modern day, into our chicken soup for the cold. Exactly, Sam. So you have to bring that back. I think it's just vital. And I do see a lot of posts of people that are, posting this herb for this or that. And I think those posts are really important because that knowledge needs to stay.
I have a friend, Tanzaneri, and she's like this little chemist, but she has all these tinctures and stuff. She sells them too. And for colds and stuff like that. I mean, she's an amazing, she makes soap, she makes tinctures. She's amazing. I'll have to put her website up so you guys can go to her website. But absolutely, Reverend Mother, we need to bring that stuff back.
Stop going to the doctor for your prescription medication if you can cure it herbally.
Yes.
I mean, that's my feeling. And I'm not a doctor, and I'm not telling somebody don't go to the doctor because we don't want to say that.
No.
If you're sick, go to a doctor for sure. Okay, if you need to. But for me, I'll go to my kitchen before.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the way it used to be back in the day. We didn't really have doctors, or if there was a doctor, it took a long time to get to the doctor. And so we had to take care of things ourselves. And so we learned all of that. And then they called us witches.
Well, I prefer wise ones. but no, I mean, and that's true. There would be a wise one that you could go to.
Yeah.
Yes, honey and lemon hot drinks when I catch a cold. Right? Exactly, David.
Now I've heard that you can mix lemon and garlic together and it works very well too.
I haven't tried that. It's
I'm
intriguing.
not
Might have to do that one.
Yeah, I've heard that it's really powerful, but and I can imagine with the actually those are two very powerful ingredients, but
And they say vinegar. Not only vinegar, but
oh yeah.
olive oil.
hmm
Oh,
I've heard of people like taking olive oil every day, just straight olive oil and drinking it every day, like a shot.
It's supposed to help diabetes. I don't know. I'm not a
No.
diabetic, but I heard that.
Hmm. I'll have to look into that because I do have type 2.
oh,
Yeah, I just watch my diet. I don't take medications for it.
well, shot of olive oil doesn't hurt anybody. Maybe you could see what it does.
Maybe I could swallow it. Let's see. If I can't, then I'll hypnotize myself so I can.
There you go.
If it's extra virgin, it shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah.
If it's only a teaspoon.
Right. I don't think I could take a glass of it.
But while we're talking about herbs, every herb has its energy. Every herb, and that can add to your magical workings too, like your spells. There isn't a spell that I don't do that doesn't have crystals, herbs, oils, candles, all of the things, and the word, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I believe that as well. I've got a whole, well, you can't see my apothecary over here, but it's over there.
Yeah, I've got mine too right there.
Me three.
Yep. Got
Where's the
herbs,
yours?
oils, and then crystals is back there. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think that it all works together. And
It does.
I think that sometimes people have an issue with the word spell. But to me, a spell is no more than somebody else saying a prayer. It's just a different way that it's the difference in ceremony.
So when I was young, I knew that I wanted to get initiated. I had been into all of the things for a lot of years. Like I started when I was like 7. I started reading tarot
Wow.
cards and doing all of the stuff. So when Raymond Buckland, Selena Fox, and Scott Cunningham went on the Sally Jesse Raphael show,
They
I
did?
was glued to the TV. I was glued. I was like, this is it. This is what I want. But trying to find actual practitioners, live ones, not so easy. You know what I'm saying? Like I could get books and stuff like that, but I didn't know anybody. Well, I happened to go to Phoenix and I met a lady named Diana who was Dianic. And she was a Dianic high priestess. And one of the things that she taught me, and she wouldn't initiate me, I was only 16. She wouldn't initiate me because I was too young. She wouldn't do it. And I really wanted her to, too. I was like, please, please. I worked in her shop for a couple of weeks, helped her move some stuff around and do some stuff. But one of the things that she taught me was that everybody prays. It's just that we do things. We like to do things when we pray. I like to light a candle. I like to, light some incense and sprinkle some herbs and write stuff down and so forth and so on. So everybody prays.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that we pray while we're doing stuff.
Action.
William.
William said, William says, my opinion is that spells are the individual changing their reality with their will. A prayer is an individual asking the divine to change their reality for them. Oh, I like that.
Sage William is our priest of the Covenant of the Northern Wooded Mountains, and he has a great point there, because when you look at it from like a Christian, if you're looking into the Christian world, then that would be true, um, because that's what they do. They ask the divine for what they want. Instead of us, we don't do that. We don't petition the divine for it. We
Create
bring
it.
it to us. Yeah, we bring it to us through our will. Mm-hmm.
See, I grew up in New England, and I grew up in a medicine family, and our medicine is passed down grandmother to granddaughter. So I was very privileged to have somebody teach me the medicine ways in our family. And I was also very, very close to Salem, Massachusetts. And so in our neck of the woods, all of this, the spells, the herbs, and all of that, that was a norm. It was until I moved south, then all of a sudden reality changed for me, because that was not normal to them.
Right. And I live in the South now, but I lived up north and in Oregon too. But no, they don't understand it.
Mm-mm.
They're uneducated and they're willing to stay that way. I'm not. I'm not willing to stay uneducated. I want to know it all.
Right, right. We want to, well, I don't know. Some people fear going out of that box that they're in. It's like we said before the show. Some of us are awakened and we can understand the concept of the different realities around us.
Right.
Some of us are going to awaken, and those that are going to awaken have not necessarily understood, or they fear the reality around us. They don't want to know. They want to keep their head in the sand until, they have no other choice. And
a lot of people like that.
yes,
they're brainwashed into thinking that if it's not in this little box, then it's evil. It's of the devil, or it's of this or that.
Well, absolutely, because if it's not what the powers that be want you to think or to know, then they teach you to fear it. And fear is how they control it.
It's all been suppressed. And that's one of the new things that I'm still going to keep it top secret now. But that's one of the new things that I'm getting into, is there was so much knowledge out there, so many like scrolls and books and different things that is out there that they took away, and they said, no, we're not going to give this to the public, and that stuff's coming to light. It's coming to light now, and we need to bring that back. We need to bring it back, because those who are willing to learn want this knowledge. They want to know it.
They want the veils to be lifted. I mean, I look at even the Bible. They put the stories in it they wanted to put in there.
Exactly.
And they put the fear in there. But I learned a lot about, I'm learning a lot about some of the people that they have left out of the Bible. Mary Magdalene, they portrayed her as a whore, and she was absolutely not that at all.
She was the chosen. She was the closest one. And because she was a woman, they tried to stamp her out. So I've got a whole thing about Ashura, the wife of Yahweh.
Oh, really?
And cancel culture started in antiquity. I've got the whole thing out there about this, because because you're a female, they try to put their thumb on you and stamp you down. Well, that's where our feminist movement come from, because we aren't going to be suppressed any longer.
No.
Our voices need to be heard.
Well, and I agree with you. And they did the Bible in a patriarchal sense, and leaving all of the matriarch. And I think that the divine feminine is awakening now, and it's awakening within all of us. And David says that his first awakening was in the womb, when everything turned sky blue and a voice spoke to me. Growing up early, it disappeared. Wow. Yes. You say the first awakening was in the womb, and I believe you totally. Our first programming as human beings is in the womb as well. Yeah, absolutely. And when I do some hypnosis and I take people down into the womb of their mother and speak to their soul, we get a lot of things like what David had just said, and speaking to the soul is amazing. So, but yeah, we're being programmed from the time we're in the womb, and programmed especially in a patriarchal society. And I think the divine feminine is coming up in a very powerful and beautiful way.
And I think it has been for quite a few years. I mean, at least since the 50s or 60s, it has been awakening and coming forward. Right, Sage William, exactly. That's exactly what we were talking about.
Yeah. Root workers, yes. I mean, call it what you want. We discussed this earlier, Reverend Mother and I did, about all the modalities having the same root source. Yeah. And the southern root workers, conjurers, those
once you peel back the layers of that onion, you find out that center is the same.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
Because where's your center? Your center is the earth, and the earth gives us everything. It gives us life, it gives us nourishment, it heals us, and the sun has a lot to do with it, and the moon has a lot to do with it. But we are rooted and grounded in the earth, right?
Yes. And we're divine.
Yes, absolutely. So again, that spark of divinity lives in us, and we're all connected.
Yep. David says, I remember it's because after a while the voice was telling me too much. He was cut off by a higher level being. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I used to have a grandmother that I spoke to, and after a while she went away too. And I think that our guides and angels, or whoever they are, they come into our lives, they bring us this knowledge that we need at that time. Sometimes they stay with us, and sometimes they just simply go away. And hopefully when they've gone away, we have learned what we are supposed to have learned.
Yeah. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Yep, absolutely. I believe that, truly. Lisa, would you like to say something? I'm so sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
Going on and on here.
No, don't be sorry. I'm soaking it all in. But when we were talking about the rise of the divine feminine,
Mhm.
that also means within males as well. When
Yes.
you hear
Yeah.
that, it doesn't mean it's a woman. It means
Right.
the aspect within ourselves. We all have divine masculine
Balance.
and
Yeah.
feminine.
Yeah,
So,
it's
gentlemen
balance.
out there, gentlemen out there, it is perfectly in balance for you to welcome in and embrace your divine feminine aspects. Just as
Absolutely.
we, right?
And that's not saying turn off your alpha male. That's
Exactly. But that's
not
the
saying
balance.
that at all.
No,
It's
but
saying
that's
there is a
learning.
part of them that nurtures as well,
Yes.
Mhm,
and compassion and empathy and all of those things. Yes.
Yeah.
mhm,
This is true.
for sure. I'm highly, if I can go back to ask another question in regards to when you were talking about like in the covens and gatherings and whatnot. So, in order for ceremonial magic, does somebody have to be at a certain level in order to participate in the ceremonial magic
No.
ritual?
No. So you don't even have to be a part of an inner circle to do ceremonial magic if you know how to do it.
Mhm,
You would, how do I say that? Anybody can do the rituals to invoke your holy guardian angel to get knowledge and conversation with your holy guardian angel. You don't have to be a member of any particular organization or sect or anything else for that
mhm,
to happen, right? You just have to know how to do it. And there's plenty of books out there. There's one that Lon Milo DeCat did one of the introductions for. It's Llewellyn's Complete Book of Ceremonial Magic. If you're up to speed with like Israel Regardie, you can read the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. That helps too. Aleister Crowley has several books that deal with it. Yeah, as well as McGregor Mathers did The Sacred Magic of Abramelin and the Mage. So this is a real good one too. So you don't have to be any certain thing to do that.
okay.
You just have to follow the steps correctly
Mhm.
in order, meticulously in order to make it happen.
And put a little protection on yourself too when you're doing those sort of things.
Well, of course, yeah. So the whole that's part of the process is protecting you, and there's different ways to do it, depending on which tradition you're following. So if you're following the Aleister Crowley method of doing it, or if you're following the Golden Dawn method of doing it, or Abramelin, they're all different ways of doing it, and they all work, you know. And I know Christians that have knowledge and conversation with their holy guardian angel.
Mhm.
So it's not like it's not exclusive to one specific thing.
No, not at all. David says, in my last awakening, it was as if my spirit finally returned to me, all through my crown chakra. It felt so awesome. That's so beautiful. Yeah, I love it when the energy comes down and into your body.
Mhm.
It's beautiful. I was told to close my ears and enjoy the ride that same afternoon. Sometimes I think we get in our own way.
Mhm.
I think that's the meaning I got from that message. I feel like sometimes we actually get in our own way of doing things. I know I do a lot.
Sometimes I do it intentionally.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
know, my calling, I knew what my calling was from the time I was very small. I knew that I was supposed to be here right now, and I knew that I was going to, you know, be one of the leaders in the metaphysical, magical Wicca community. And there was a time when I said, I don't want that. And I tried to get away from it, and I tried to run from it.
you can't do that. You can only change direction.
No, I did, and I wasted 15 years anyway, by denying that part of it, and then finally embraced it, and here I am.
Yeah, I know how that feels. I walked off my path for a while too, but I feel like I didn't necessarily walk off a path. I just went in a different direction. But eventually I came back around to where I am today and learning new things that go along with the medicine as well.
And you work with the Akashic Records too, right?
Yes.
That's amazing. I love that.
So David says, our school system taught it out of me. Absolutely. The school system is a big programming.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the world of programming. They tell you what is normal, what to think, how to think about it. Yeah, and unfortunately, I mean, we have to go along in that little box.
Right.
So I don't know. We have a lot of people. I don't know. How do y'all feel about that? The school system is a big programming thing, but then you've got these children who are homeschooled, and I think that they're lacking in like some social stuff and you know, so
Yeah. I think you have to have a balance. So one of the children in the order of, or not in the order, but one of the children of a member of the order was homeschooled. And the problem I see with that is the discipline and the routine was missing, because they, you really have to focus. You really have to bring those kids in this amount of time, just as if they were in school. But doing it at home, and then all the distractions at home, and with the electronics nowadays. Back then it was a little different because you didn't have computers, you didn't have cell phones and all of that stuff, but now everything is a distraction, and all they want to do is play video games on their phones or whatever. So I think there's a real challenge with homeschooling our kids to get away from the electronics long enough to focus on math or reading or whatever it might be, history. But the 3 R's.
they're changing. They're changing the history now too. Our children aren't being taught in cursive to how to write in cursive anymore.
Oh, that upset me so much learning that, because they can't read a scroll.
No, they can't read. They can't even read historical documents.
That's what I'm saying. They can't read a scroll. They can't read anything, that's done in cursive. So yeah, that's a huge thing. And I would like to see them bring cursive back. They need to do that.
Yes, absolutely. I think that my son taught his oldest son how to write in cursive.
Well, they can try, Sam, but they're not ever going to take mine.
Right? And David says, thank God we grew up outside.
Yes, riding our bikes until the street lights came on, and whoop, you better get home or you're going to get one of those, whacks.
Well, and you knew where everybody was in the neighborhood by where all the bikes were.
Yeah.
So true.
too.
So
I mean,
true.
I think times were so much simpler back then, but they were so much nicer. I mean,
It's
we
true.
got along. We played, games and,
Actual board games and card games, and
yeah.
we interacted physically, like right
Mhm.
there, instead of and don't get me wrong, I love technology. I'm a very tech savvy type of person. As you know, I do all kinds of stuff like videos and everything that I put out. And I value the electronics, but there is something to be said for none, or and like to be off the grid kind of a thing. And I do know some people that would love to have like a homestead off the grid as a Wiccan community or a pagan community. Um,
Hmm.
but again, you still can't get away from, it doesn't matter where you are, there's very few black areas anymore that don't get cell service or don't get internet, you
Hmm.
know. I mean, it's covered. America's covered now. Pretty good.
Yeah. So let's see what we got. Our famous question. What message would you like to leave our audience with?
Be your authentic self. Be true to yourself. Learn yourself, your shadow side, as well as your bright side. For me, I would like to impress my love upon you and my blessings upon you from the divine feminine and the divine masculine. I would like you to understand yourself before you seek to understand the world around you, because all of the answers lie within you.
That's absolutely true.
So true.
If we only knew to go inside. And
Oh,
thank you so much.
that was
Thank you
beautiful.
for
It
having
has
me.
been a blessing to have you here, Reverend Mother.
Oh, it's been wonderful to be here. And I'm so honored that you asked me.
We're honored to have you here, and we'd love to have you here when your book comes out.
Yeah.
So that,
When there's no more secrets. When there's no more secrets, we can tell.
no more secrets, and we can tell.
Yeah.
It'll be soon, I promise. Very soon.
Awesome.
We would absolutely love it. And we thank our audience for being here and for their participation. We love you all, and we wish you all a very, very good, 2 weeks till we'll be back? Lisa, I need to keep a little thing beside me so we know who we're having on next, I keep telling myself
Put it
that.
in your planner.
Yeah,
Put it in your planner.
I've got it in my planner. I just have to find my planner.
There you go. Well, it's big, so it shouldn't be hard to lose.
Right? I think it's out in the living room. Anyway, we thank y'all, and we look forward to seeing you in a fortnight.
Mary part, blessed be.
Blessed be.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
We hope you have enjoyed watching Soulfire Ascension with Raven and Lisa Lovelight. You can also watch Soulfire Ascension on YouTube and Rumble at Soulfire Ascension, or listen to us on Spotify. Please like, share, and subscribe. Soulfire Ascension is sponsored by RavensHealingarts.com.